So here's an interesting intersection between government policy and like free market. How would I want to say this? Adjustment, self-regulating markets, self-adjusting markets. There we go. Where it's pharmaceuticals is what I'm talking about, and you have pharmacists, and I believe that the broad, I mean, I only live in one area, but the broad understanding or the broad brush stroke, in America is that you need to have a pharmacist on staff in order to have a pharmacy open, so you can have pharmaceutical technicians and everything, but you can't have a pharmacist, or you can't have it open without a pharmacist. They won't let you distribute the pill. And so you can run into issues where you have a shortage of pharmacists. Shortage either by like literal education, like we just don't have enough pharmacists, or shortage by we have pharmacists but they don't want to work for the pay that's being offered, so they quit pharmacy and go somewhere else. That's not very likely because pharmacists make a lot of money. But I guess in my town, what I'm seeing is there's lots of pharmacies, and well, there's like two main ones, and you know, they cycle through pharmacists, and I think to myself, well, why don't they just, I know that pharmacists get paid well. Are they not getting paid enough to keep them on staff? Because like 3 out of the days of the week, they have these pharmacies closed. And it's just curious to me, you know, like going to Walgreens, pharmacies closed, like, all right. And I mean, that must be not all right for people who like need medicine all the time, like older folk or people with like prescriptions, you know, being like, hey, I have like diabetes. That's one right there where it's like, hey, I have to have this medicine. So it's interesting because there's a government that regulates it, that says that the policy is like, hey, you have to have a pharmacist on staff. I believe it's the government. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I was looking it up and I thought it was, from my understanding, the United States government says, hey, you can't distribute medicine without a pharmacist on staff. And then you could say, hey, well, stupid government regulations getting in the way of me getting my medicine. And it's also like, well, you know, that's medicine. Like, that stuff's pretty intense, strong, messes with your brain chemistry and your body. And I wouldn't really want just anyone figuring out what I need. You know, yes, the doctors write you the scripts to come over and give you the prescriptions, but, you know, they make mistakes, and you know, they're not pharmacists themselves. They're doctors for other things, maybe internal medicine, or maybe they're a brain doctor or something. But anyways, yeah, it's an interesting intersection in my opinion, because what's the solution to that? What, like, pay more for, is it a shortage? Is it there is plenty, but they don't want to, they're concentrated, maybe they're heavily concentrated in one area where it's like, oh, all the CVS pharmacies are stocked full, but all the Walgreens pharmacies are having trouble keeping pharmacists on staff because they don't pay well enough. It could be that. It could just be like, hey, Walgreens only pays, you know, this much, CVS pays that much. Why would I go to the Walgreens instead of the CVS? And it's not that it's just Walgreens, CVS. I don't know pharmaceutical stuff super well. Still learning it. So if there's any pharmaceutical technicians and pharmacists out there that can update my information on this, that'd be great. But it's an interesting intersection in my opinion.